You see that new elf who joined up?
Sarah? She's a feisty one.
She'd put your eye out.
I didn't mean anything by it. It's good to see us all coming together to serve the Maker.
Never thought the Inquisition would be recruiting thieves to its ranks.
What do you think that elf Sarah thinks of all this? Elves know things about old magic, right?
You think entirely too much about that elf, Sarah.
I can't help it. I've got eyes, don't I?
I suggest you use them elsewhere. Besides, she's not one of the magic elves. She's one of the normal dirty ones.
Not too dirty.
Ugh.
That mercenary band that joined the Inquisition, the Bull's Chargers, they've got a healer of their own. He showed me some tricks. Got a demon claw wound to stop festering faster than I'd ever seen.
I've heard good things about the Chargers. Polite and respectful they are.
Everyone's respectful around us. Never know when they might need their guts shoved back in.
I saw the leader of the Bull's Chargers, that Iron Bull. He's something, is he not?
Oh, go on with you. You can't go making cow eyes at one of those oxmen.
No harm in looking, is there? Those shoulders, those horns.
You're mad.
Maybe, but I'm not dead.
So, I noticed you crept back to the tent rather late last night.
And if I did?
I hope for your sake you aren't sniffing around after that Iron Bull.
I simply wanted to thank him for having his healer give such good advice. We've saved some lives thanks to him.
And that's why you're walking so funny.
I thanked him a few times. Then later he thanked me back. It was a very grateful night all around.
Oh, you're terrible.
I understand voting among the clerics has begun to favor Madame de Fer.
A moment, darling. This I have to hear.
They're in seclusion. How could you have possibly heard that?
One of the clerics is my sister. She's not very discreet, I'm afraid.
A mage on the Sunburst throne. That would be unimaginable.
I understand voting among the clerics has begun to favor Sister Nightingale.
The lay sister in the Inquisition. Have they gone mad?
I'm told she's a good and pious woman, a close friend to the Most Holy. We would be lucky to have her.
I pray you're right. This could tear us apart just when we need stability the most.
I understand voting among the clerics has begun to favor Lady Cassandra.
The Navarran woman? The one in the Inquisition?
She's a Templar, I think, and a pious woman of sound judgment.
That's not a terrible idea, I suppose. Still, a Templar on the Sunburst throne?
I should not be overhearing such gossip.
I can't help but notice how all your business is with Skyhold these days.
Yes, well, I had a little visit from one of Sister Nightingale's agents.
The agent told you who sent him?
No, but he was from the Inquisition, so who else? I didn't ask questions. Lady Josephine is rather persuasive. Either I filled their orders or she would have me blacklisted from the Wintersend Formal.
Could she really do that?
I don't intend to find out. Also, she put in a word for my daughter with the university.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
My command says the Warden has taken up with the Inquisition.
The Inquisition? But they were said to be heretics.
Many things have been said. Orders may be changing, though.
You soldiers and your orders.
Wardens know how to lead. I give them that.
And one walks among us. Exciting.
And alarming. Adamant and ruins. Blood of their own everywhere.
Those are not how wardens should be. At least one has to be true to what they are.
Blackwall. I've no report of him suffering any of this.
Well, there you go. Of course he wouldn't.
There is no doubt. Captain Tom Rainier.
He wore the shield.
That is concerning, yes.
Concerning? He's a butcher.
Rainier's here, if you wish to say as much to his face.
You're defending him.
I am not. But we're paid to serve. It's the order that matters. They say he speaks to no one.
Let the gallows have him. He took money to murder.
The crime is being a traitor. If the killing had been in order, he'd still be your hero.
Making him a warden? How's that punishment?
Many wardens have history. Where did you think they came from?
I don't know. We only ever saw them when they were saving us.
No one wants to think about how the sausage is made.
What's that supposed to mean?
You're tedious, and I'm hungry.
You've heard?
Of she who stands behind the throne.
and perhaps casts a shadow across it.
Nobility do not properly understand the word witch.
Who advised before her? Does anyone remember?
Why, was it not the first enchanter? She wears the mantle properly.
Is that what you call it? I heard that transition was vicious, bloody.
No, not bloody. Think of the carpets.
She looked through me, from the garden.
Count yourself fortunate. I'd not wish to be considered a rival and thereby worthy of attention.
It was worse than staring down a Templar.
A Templar? Please. Picture their thoughts like a single stone rattling around in their helms. Where did she train? Her ways are strange.
The witch? You don't know. She was mentored by Asha Belinar.
How lovely. Now in a civilized language?
Flemeth, the witch of the wilds. There's a change in her. Those eyes are deep.
Yes, yes. Deep as the wood where you run barefoot and filthy.
You know what went on. The Sentinels. The Ageless Well. A dark promise.
We're fighting a Teventer Magister from the dawn of the Blight, and you worry about a damp witch?
That child. Have you looked into his eyes?
Once. I will not do so again.
What is it? Why is it so unnerving?
Perhaps the immediate gaze of his mother boring a hole through the back of your head.
The boy is deceptively lovely.
He was schooled in the best of places.
I hear his father is a Grey Warden. I didn't think that happened.
Wardens are fetishized by some. They do not want for comfort, although I doubt that soothes their corruption.
Not that it's likely. That the union produced a child.
Life despite the blight. I hope the minstrel does not sing of it.
I met her eyes again. The witch.
She has softened. She spared me a word that did not cause immediate shivers.
Not immediate, no.
The promise was still there. Once a witch, they say.
No, they don't. The boy has changed.
Without doubt.
Is that good or bad?
It is change. It is both.
You're not helping.
Goodness, I try not to.
You've heard there's a Teventer working with the Inquisition.
Oh? I thought the Inquisition was battling the Imperium.
What? Why would that happen? If Teventer invaded us, I think we'd know.
It's not an invasion. Cultists and the like. But I highly doubt the one in the Inquisition is like that. You shouldn't gossip about the Inquisition.
Why not? You think a Teventer cozying up to the Herald of Andraste isn't worth discussing?
It's idle speculation, and it's beneath us.
Beneath you, maybe. Me, I think it's delightful. The marketplace hasn't been this chatty in months. The blonde elf with the Inquisition. Didn't I see you with her once?
I've passed her and her friends information from time to time.
You admit it? Just like that?
A fun lot. Well, sometimes. It's hard to explain.
You know, I met Madame de Fer once, years ago at an imperial ball.
Impressive. Did she say anything to you?
She said I was short, and she patted me on the head.
I suppose that's something?
They can't possibly make a mage divine. It's unheard of.
There's no reason to think they will. Why bother yourself over it?
Although, Lady Vivienne would make the most marvelous divine. Can you imagine the hats?
Either be horrified or excited about it. One of the two, please.
You know they sent Lady Morrigan to the Inquisition? I thought for certain they'd hang her.
Why would Empress Celine do such a thing? I understand she's fond of the woman.
How did she worm her way into the court to begin with? Nobody seems to like her.
It's not for me to speculate, nor you.
What is a seeker of truth exactly?
A sort of Templar, I suppose. Why do you ask?
Everyone's talking about the one in the Inquisition. I thought maybe she was a guardsman.
Lady Cassandra is more than that. I've met her.
Oh, I hope it's a Blooming Tide wedding.
What is this now?
The Inquisitor and Lady Cassandra. Everyone's talking about it.
That's ridiculous and disrespectful. Leave them to their own affairs.
Did you hear? The elder Montilyet daughter has thrown her lot in with this Inquisition.
Religious fanatics. Sad. I foresee the end of a promising diplomatic career.
Promising, you jester. She was going nowhere with that stain of exile and poverty on her name.
I hear she managed to end the feud between the houses of Leonardo and Salvatrice.
Huh. And Tevens, no one cares.
Is it true the Montilyet girl is sweet on the Herald of Andraste?
I hadn't heard. This just gets better and better. Have you ever seen someone so intent on social suicide?
Social suicide? When the Inquisitor is praised as the chosen of our Maker. Ambassador Montilyet is just a step down from Andraste herself, one might say.
Oh, blasphemy!
That mark. You don't think it's contagious, do you?
Why? Have there been rumors of Lady Montilyet's unearthly glow? Be assured, if she catches anything from the Inquisitor, it will not be the mark of the divine.
It's good to see the Montilyets rising to prominence once again.
Your delight is repulsive.
The Dowager Marquise Mantillon received the Montilyets on Friday evening. I'd say that settles it.
We shall see. Things are never as certain as they seem. Wipe that smirk off your face, fool. Do you not see what this means?
The Montilyets' fortunes have turned?
The Lady Josephine, by herself, is a formidable political player. But now she has the support of the Inquisition, the left hand of the divine, and who knows what else.
Oh?
Oh, he says. Too late.
We are assembling quite the influential list of allies.
We could have stopped before that Blackwall.
There are few orders as legendary or prestigious as the Grey Wardens.
They can just up and take your wares. Anything. Thieves hiding behind Blight.
I've heard of Warden Blackwall, an influential member of the Order.
Great. So he's able to conscript at will, I suppose.
Don't worry yourself. They only take the exceptional.
Go eat nug butter. You heard what they did out there? At Adamant?
I did? I don't see why it concerns you.
We still got one of them here. What if his mind goes too?
Clearly our warden is of sterner constitution.
He looks like he could slit a throat, and not think twice.
You are that good a judge of character? That familiar with throat cutters?
I'm just saying Grey Wardens do some really odd things. We saw it.
You saw the backs of better men marching. You know, I was certain of his character the moment I saw him. Villainous to the core.
Who are you talking about?
Warden Blackwall. I knew he was hiding something.
You're a pompous ass who's blind as shit.
I know the family he killed. Had business with them, I mean.
Their name was on a ledger somewhere, and that makes you kin?
The war took many. He deserves worse than he's getting.
What have you done with my friend, you suddenly agreeable twit? I saw him just walking free.
That was a decision, and it was well considered.
After what he did?
I knew many killed in war. Sadly, in a game of power decided by heirs, only one target matters.
I refused to sell to him, to his face.
That is your right, although I wonder what it achieves besides lightening your purse.
Made me feel good. Someone needs to remind people when they're shit.
You're a warrior of morality who sends evil tumbling.
Should have spit in his beard.
Ah, your worship, welcome. I am Baron Edouard Desjardins of Leeds. It is a pleasure to meet you. Josephine speaks most fondly of you.
You seem to know Josephine quite well.
Oh, yes. Yves Montilyet, Josephine's father, is an old friend. We used to hunt together. I watched her grow up, you know. Such a clever girl. She could charm wolves to dance with hares. I am gratified to see the Inquisition has not overlooked her talents. And, forgive my familiarity, it brings joy to this old soul to see her happy in love.
I'm telling you, I saw who I saw.
The champion? You say you saw the champion, and I'm supposed to believe you.
I was in Kirkwall. I know him when I see him.
You were in Kirkwall, when the champion was there.
I visited the Sabri clan. They'd lost their Halla. There was talk of an exchange.
That's elven stuff, all right. I heard there weren't any Dalish left there.
They left Kirkwall fast. Like anyone sensible.
Well, that's one problem solved.
What do you mean?
The champion. You were shitting yourself. Problem solved, right?
Right. Sure. Problem solved.
You've been skittish for days. What's up your craw?
My what? It's nothing. It's just the figures we are courting, the power at play.
You're still on about the champion. That's over and done.
The people on whom history pivots. Their influence is felt even in their absence.
Right. Were you a philosopher or something useless like that?
Something like that.
You happier with the champion off with the Wardens?
There were Wardens in Kirkwall, too.
Oh, piss, here we go.
No, it's better you not know. Let that weight be mine.
Yes, let it.
Thanks for my life in Haven. You've all sorts serving now. If that means change, so be it. I went to Warden Loghain to give my respects. He knew me. He even remembered my name. Best commander this world will ever know.
You left a note where the elf said.
Yes, and I hope that prick gets what's... Wait, she's an elf. I thought dwarf.
With those ears, is everyone in Valchevin as blind as you?
Maybe she's a shapeshifter. It's like she's everywhere.
Best not to question. Never know what Red Jenny'll do. Vel said he tipped where the key was with a red sash, and the next week his master's vault was full of fish.
Nothing stolen. How's that punishment for the rents?
It was that smelly shit they like up north. Every coin he spends reeks of it. After merchants won't take his money, and his friends call him poche poisson. Fish pocket.
Serves him right. Is that her? Here?
Shut it. You know the rules about friends. You swear it's true. They saw her in Valchevin?
I swear. But I can't tell what came of it.
I swear I heard she was in Starkhaven. How does she do it?
She has friends everywhere. That's all that matters. You hear? Jasmond asked Red Jenny do something about that noble who hit her.
What did he get? Greased floors? Boudoir full of cattle?
Dead. Arrow in the heart.
Serves him right. I heard how he treats the staff.
In the Inquisition? Red Jenny? How's that fit?
She's making sure they don't forget us.
Her target's a dog for the Inquisition now. Hope she still has time for us. There's trouble up the Vachesse estate with a grabby heir.
What do you mean there was gold for everyone?
A week to set up, at least a dozen friends, and 4 vaults done just like that. And then he realized they weren't listening. They were staring at the cake. It wasn't sponge. It was a hive. Live bees. Cold until the candles were lit. Beautiful.
A friend gave up the location of the Elder Lord's fete.
I heard. The state of the place after Red Jenny was through embarrassed a lot of them.
Tripped and broke 3 teeth. The gap's been scraped into all his portraits.
You sure that was her? How can we know?
It's always her. Red Jenny's like magic.
Halam Shiral. I heard that was Inquisition, not the Friends.
She helped. That's why all the pain was felt up top. Red Jenny was there for us. She's everywhere. How does she find the time?
A very good question. What's the word out there?
Heard someone spitting your name. Worked up a good one, too. A few complaining that you've time to bed your allies. I don't judge. Much. They have heeded the call to power and are ready to raise arms at Chateau Crown de Gris. Thieves have made off with our stores of cookie dough. Now it's personal. The admirals of the Felicissima Armada are disappointed the Inquisition is primarily inland. Opinion on keeping Blackwall is mixed, like oil and water. Flissa had family. Word is, they're sad. I hear the Arishak was replaced by the Arishak, but he better watch out. In the shadows, the Arishak. Your arcanist has peculiar taste and a long memory. Don't let the giggling fool you. 7 people want your minstrel dead. They'd settle for smashing her lute, but they're afraid she'd sing about it. Word is that I hope you and Sarah didn't do it on my bar. And the horses are spooked. Strange noises are heard in the loft. Things going bump in the night. Well, they once wore, now talks, now fashionable hats. Now they've seen something shiny. Don't tell Corypheus, but learning about his servants has affected how people view him. I think negatively. Someone requested a dragon flagon. I threw him out. The trainers you brought in are unnerving some of the other customers. It's kind of great. Events at the Temple of Mythal have the Chantry fretting. Fretting. Will no one think of them? Briala is pulling strings in your favor. It's going over as well as you'd expect. Gaspard sent wine and beer and trophy heads from some sort of punching expedition. The servants of the Empress sent us a crystal glass full of rose petals cradling a single golden pear. I assume. There's a vigil for the dead later. I'll be closed. They're pouring in from the Dales. That's good, I think. Quiet. Too quiet. No, wait. Just quiet enough.
We don't need those chargers. We've soldiers enough without sellswords.
Look at their captain. What good could that bring?
Mercs are mercs. Can't trust any of them. No cause but money.
I hope that's the case with a leader like that.
I'm running drills, they're drinking. And paid better.
An insult to real soldiers. Is that what they want the faithful to see?
This wouldn't have happened under the Arl. Pride in the job, that's what's missing.
The Arl was an arse. I was with the ban.
I learned the charger chant.
That's not a chant, it's a limerick, and a damn dirty one.
Gets the bandits running, you have to give it that.
I'd give them more than that, with how useful they've been.
Should just make them a battalion. Give them a flag.
I'd fly it. Owe them a life or two by now. You practice that charger roll?
The Ravani one? Solid tactic. Swap back some shield tactics I picked up down south.
Over flagons, I heard.
We sang old war songs until dawn. Maybe just me. I can't remember.
Trading songs. That's a new one.
Every soldier's got one. We were set to lose how many? And the chargers blew through and saved the lot.
I know. That wasn't a battle, it was a brawl.
Still wouldn't trust them with a coin, but I'll take their help over dying against a wall.
Don't let them hear you say it. It was too fortified. We were ready to walk away, then up comes the charger saying it's taken care of.
Taken care of? So they killed them? Or they knew them?
That's not on my head. All I know is, job done.
Who do we owe, though? I'd rather keep it in rank.
With what we're up against, I don't think we have a choice. It wasn't their flag. I think it was a tablecloth.
I don't care. They deserve better, and I'll give it to them.
Singing the charger chant.
If I can choke it out. They were soldiers.
They lost a lot of them. For the cause, right?
No, I heard they didn't know. The chargers were just in the way.
I had no use for them. Looks like I wasn't alone.
You don't pay mercs to fight. You pay them to be gone after.
Or you make sure of it. That's why I'm not in command. So I don't have to deal with that shit.
Right. That's why.
The champion of Kirkwall? Here?
You didn't see anything, and you didn't hear anything.
You'd have to be blind for that.
You want the Inquisition to end up like Kirkwall. Shut up.
What's the champion to do with wardens?
You didn't know. A warden destroyed the Kirkwall Chantry.
Whatever happens, the Grey Wardens are disgraced. How can we bear the cost of Adamant?
Don't talk of prices, Warden.
What does it gain us to compare crimes?
My crime was an attempt to restore power to a country sheltering the rest of you. Will the Wardens fight the Kunari when Teventer crumbles? Will Orlais send chevaliers against the battle fleets? You Southerners have no idea.
Disgrace upon disgrace.
Do you ever quit moaning?
We were also led falsely in the Order. A false Lord Seeker. The other officers schemed step by step. Yet I'm the only one charged.
That's because the other officers were transformed into Red Templars. I read the reports.
Do you not think of those who died for your mistakes, Denham?
It was too late for them, I thought. I pray.
This is a waste, Inquisitor. I demand another trial.
You had one service. It brought you here.
Some of us haven't been disowned by the country of our birth, Girion. There must be someone in Teventer who could offer a decent ransom.
Or you could serve in silence.
It's inhumane. At least give me a book.
A visitor at last. There's little to see here, Inquisitor. I would know.
We only wanted to serve. The Lord Seeker seemed so righteous, so certain. Everything he said sounded right.
You should have gone back to the Wardens, Sir Ruth.
I am a coward. I cannot face my brothers and sisters in Weishaupt. Not after what I've done.
They might be more forgiving than you think. The Wardens don't seem the type to throw away good soldiers.
Is that what I am?
I can tell. I have that much wit left to me.
Considering the question.
I'm not a mind reader, Magister.
You were closer to him than any of us.
Could Corypheus have delivered? Would Teventer be the lords of creation if you hadn't failed? Maybe. He has the power. But look how many rose up to stop him.
Well?
Fish and egg pie.
That's the meal you miss most.
Is it Ferelden?
It's from Starkhaven. There was a place in Kirkwall that served it with a pint at all hours. Never thought I'd pine for those days.
Rats in my cell. At least they're better company than the guards.
Researcher Meneve wishes to use some inexpensive spirits.
What for?
She wishes to light creature's corpse on fire to determine whether it is specifically vulnerable to heat.
Oh. All right. Can I get you anything to eat while you're here?
It is not time for me to eat yet.
You were a mage once, right?
Yes. I talk to dragons.
Oh, Maker.
Researcher Meneve wishes to verify that the infections have decreased in number.
Yes. Thank you for your help. Tell me, are you happy this way, with everything you feel and dream cut away?
I no longer talk to dragons.
I see. Maker, go with you. I have heard rumors of a way to reverse the right of tranquility.
Yes, I have heard them as well.
Would you wish to have your self restored?
I do not believe that would be wise. The number of demons present might leave me vulnerable to possession. I might also experience feelings of discomfort over events that occurred while I was in this state. I can survive in this fashion. If I were made whole again, I might not.
It is a terrible bargain we ask you to make.
The new assistant. See that she gets this.
Not the usual report, is it?
Mind yourself. Just deliver it.
Here is the request Harriet made.
Should I wait for his reply?
That is at his discretion. I have nothing further to add.
Of course.
You may depart in a moment.
She said nothing. Of course.
Beg your pardon. Was she meant to? She's like that.
The person she used to be might have. A fool's errand.
Messer?
Never mind. Let me get something together. You never know, right?
Here is the request Harriet made. Please have him note what specific need he's trying to meet.
Was there a problem with his message?
There is no problem. I am merely confused as to its practicality.
Of course. Won't happen again.
It isn't necessary to stop. I am merely confused.
This will take a moment. It's for the runner to Montsimard.
Of course. Is it about her?
You overstep, girl.
Yes, of course. Sorry.
She's not who she was. There are people who need to accept that.
I know. It's just sad. I will see he gets it.
I remember the first time the dead walked these lands, when a blood mage poisoned our leman. The ashes of Andrastia herself brought the Arl back from his enchanted slumber. They say a desire demon took the mind of our young Lord Connor. The hero of Ferelden drove the demon away to save him. Maker be praised. The Grey Warden Alistair grew up at Redcliffe. He used to play in the fields outside this very village. And now the boy, who once begged me to make him toy soldiers, rules all of Ferelden. Even before the sky fell open, this was a land of spirits and demons. Magic grows wild in the hills of Redcliffe. No man needs statues so great as those whose remnants lie toppled in these hills. These statues come from ancient dreams of blood and bone, lost to the memory of man. Be wary of them. They say a spirit dwells in a small lake south of the highway. The girls of the village bring it daisies and ask for love, but rarely does it listen. For 'tis a spirit of valour, not love, and it favours blood lotus flowers.